So Tracey, it's very kind of you to come and talk to us today. I was just wondering if you could give us a little bit of background as to why you chose for Arrowsmith for Luke.
Sure, no problem. I suppose when we found out about Arrowsmith and your program, we were at a bit of a crossroads as to what we were going to do with him, because what we were doing wasn't working. Mainstream was, we were sort of hitting a brick wall. He was going backwards, and just seemed to be struggling in that kind of environment when we came and heard about your program. And so we came along and listened, and it was just like light bulbs sort of flashing for us, like, oh my God, I can't believe it, this is him. So we just sort of thought, well, let's give it a go. We've got nothing to lose. He's behind. His self-esteem was really, really low, and we just wanted to, I suppose, be in a position that we could try something new and hopefully reset him for his ability to start high school.
Well, he certainly is on track, and 6 months into the programme, obviously, from our point of view, he's made absolute huge gains. What's your perspective from, family life and at home?
Yeah, look, I totally have seen gains, not only academically but also in his self-belief, and I think that's the key thing for us, is we now have a kid who believes in what he can do and how he can learn, and I think if you've got that as a starting point, you're willing to learn.
Yeah.
And yes, we have seen progression. His writing's improved, his maths just seems to be off the chart.
Well, from our perspective, Luke is probably one of the most helpful children around the classroom, and we find that, in the past, if children have had learning difficulties, the last thing they can do is actually help anyone else. And we find that, students have an innate need to help others, and he's always offering to help because he's advanced so quickly through all the exercises. He's almost like my second-hand man now, and he'd make a brilliant teacher, by the way, because he's so patient and so helpful. So we do appreciate that. So we're actually thinking about transitioning Luke, obviously, to finish within the year and get him ready for college. So obviously we're just playing around with his timetable at the moment so he gets the most out of that. And considering we've only got basically just over a term left, I know, what are your hopes for by the time he finishes with Arrowsmith?
That's a good question. I mean, ideally, I suppose we are on, he's improved in some of those sort of curriculum subjects, that he can go to high school feeling like he is on par with others. I know he really still struggles with the whole writing and component and sort of spelling, so I think if we can continue to push those sorts of things towards the end of the year, I just hope he can get into high school. He's already positive about starting, so that he just goes along with a really open mind, knowing that he can do it and he can believe in himself.
And funnily enough, you mentioning about the literacy side of things, yes, he does find it challenging, but he found everything challenging when he first came, and those little channels were unlocked. And so if we just unlock these other channels, then I think you're on to a real winner, because there's basically nothing that's going to stop him. And Luke's the kind of person that, now he's got this self-belief and he's got the control back. I think he would just be able to do anything he likes.
That's great. And look, we keep reminding him at home that, the stuff that's hard for you is the stuff you have to work on the most.
Exactly.
And, really persevere and push through that, stuff that is hard, because it will come.
Well, those rewards are coming, and he works so hard, and we're just so proud of him. And, to be the first person in New Zealand to master 10-hand clocks is just, it's just a momentous occasion for us, and we're just absolutely thrilled for you and him.
Yeah, and look, I think that's exciting. I mean, I don't think he realised just what he had achieved. He thought it was just within the school here. So when I said, no, it's like every Arrowsmith school in New Zealand, he was like, wow. And then I loved his comment he goes, do you know what, Mum? No one will ever take this away from me, because I'm always going to be the first to get it.
Oh, bless him. Well, that is very cool. And he'll take that with him for the rest of his life.
Yeah, he will. Yeah.
Oh, well, thank you, Tracey. I really appreciate your time.
No problem.
And here's to the rest of the year.
Yeah,
thank you.